right? Down. Everything we've covered, all landmarks, okay? Sit back, take it in. Videoing. All right, let me know when you do this. That's better than normal. Look straight. Okay. Say, John, we're doing the V. Okay, all right. Cerebrum, corpus callosum, which makes up the rostrum, genu, body, splenium, lateral ventricle seen on end, thalamus, hypothalamus responsible for the process of homeostasis. Bonus question, second cranial nerve, optic, okay? Brainstem, 3 components, medulla, pons, midbrain. One of Mickey's ears, cerebral peduncle. Posterior to the midbrain, we have cerebral aqueduct. The chin of Mickey, better known as the tectum. Now I know this fluid-filled area over here is going to be the superior cistern. Here's the vermis over here. Here's the tectum between the two. Bingo. We have the superior cistern. Hard to make it out, but a little faint white line over here. Tentorium cerebelli. This structure of venous blood. Straight sinus. Okay. And then running back over here on the sagittal midline, superior sagittal sinus. Where the two converge, we have confluence. Good. The superstructure here, clivus. And what sits always or rests right on it? Basal artery. Very good. Now the cistern now in front of the pons could only be one. Pontine, cistern, or the actual term for it's called pre-pontine. Why? I don't know what they call it. I think I covered about everything. See? No? Wait, no.
Is it pre-pontine or pontine?
Either one I'll take. So Miss Hightower marks it wrong. Say, John, blame me.
Pre-pontine.
Okay. That's one I think. What's pre-pontine mean? Pontine or not? Okay.
Before the pont.
Doesn't make sense. All right, one of 3 things. Would we agree? Longitudinal fissure, falx cerebri, or the venous superior sagittal sinus. When you see this triangular shape, it's where that part of it is starting to go down the posterior midline. Large burst of white tracks, old man's vitamin, centrum, not silver, semiovalve. I don't think centrum, I don't even know that. Okay. All right. Genu of corpus callosum, splenium, corpus callosum, okay, lateral ventricles, this kind of hazy fat, probably part of the body of the corpus callosum. The first gray matter structure is part of the basal ganglia, would be the caudate nucleus, having 3 components. Anterior is head, mid portion body, posterior portion is tail. Okay. If I ever point a triangle-shaped structure back here, whether it's flovoid or not, it's always going to be superior sagittal sinus every time, all day. Genu, splenium, now a very clean-looking lamina, septum pellucidum, lateral ventricles. Anything I point to inside of the ventricles has to be chordae plexus. Still, in part, caudate nucleus, head, body, tail. Not so much clear over here. Okay? Again, never forget superior sagittal sinus. Whether it's going to show up as a bright signal or a flovoid, doesn't matter. It's always going to be the same. Okay? Remnant of caudate nucleus, the only part that shows up adjacent to the anterior horns. Head of the caudate nucleus over here. What's left of genu? What's left of splenium? Okay? A little bit of septum pellucidum. What do we expect to see transition down here? Yeah, that's misleading. It could be third ventricle, but I'm going to the fornix over there. Okay? Always superior sagittal sinus. Anterior horns of lateral ventricles, posterior horns, lateral ventricles, early signs of third ventricle. If that's third ventricle, on either side of it would be thalamus, okay? Head of the caudate nucleus over here, lentiform nucleus. We have to know two components, medial, globus pallidus, lateral, putamen, band of white matter tract here, inside, internal capsule, outside, external capsule, okay? Still, this one's not quite what we're showing. Superior sagittal sinus, okay? Anything inside ventricles, these are all normal. Choroid plexus, choroid plexus. More of the same, a little bit better view of the internal capsule, lentiform, nucleus that will show up over there. If I show you any area adjacent to the lateral fissures,
Extreme.
always, not what, extreme is white, gray is insula, insula. If I point here or here, it's always insula. Splenium, I will get into that. Third ventricle. And, okay, this is a great shot for insulin, okay? If I was writing the test, this went out to here and here. These are lateral fissures. Directly medial to them would be the region of the insulin. Bonus question. This is the claustrum, remember that? No? Okay. And here's that extreme, the reason I'm pointing that out, here's that extreme capsule up here. Okay? Bonus question, what's this? Pineal gland. Okay? Well done. Put out one more. I love Mickey. Mickey brings it all together. Okay? All right. Ears of Mickey. Cerebral peduncles. Cerebral peduncles. The space between the ears now is one of the cisterns. Intercondylar cistern around the cheeks. Ambient. What cistern is found between the tectum and vermis? Superior. Good. Okay. The head of Mickey. Midbrain. The mouth of Mickey. Cerebral aqueduct. Chin of Mickey. Tectum. These little warts. Superior, collecti, inferior. Vermis. Okay. In part, this is the tentorium cerebelli and early signs of straight sinus. I see tentorium. I expect to see straight sinus coming over. It's starting to get funky back there, isn't it? Early signs of confluence of sinuses. Okay? Once again, tentorium, vermis, straight sinus. If I see a singular vessel out here, it can only be what? One. Basal artery, every time start to show up. Again, you have, I won't get into that, it's kind of transitional. Sorry. Pons level. Fivus, basal artery. In terms of a cistern, pre-pontine or pontine cistern. Pons, fourth ventricle. While we're back here, okay, what reaches around the fourth ventricle is superior cerebellar peduncles. Okay? What goes around, which is poorly seen over here, what links the pons to the cerebellum, middle cerebellar peduncles. Vermis, starting to show up some of the transition. What's the chaos back here? Confluence of sinuses. I always try to associate the two of these together. Here's that internal occipital protuberance over here, right through here, and then we see early signs of transverse sinuses. Medulla, singular, basal artery, anterior portion of the foramen magnum. If that's medulla, the last peduncles is inferior cerebellar peduncles. Vermis over here. cerebellar hemispheres. We're below the suprasagittal sinus. This has to be the beginning of the cerebellomedullary system. Okay? So line over here and over here. It's wrapping around the temporal bone. Sigmoid sinuses. Sigmoid sinuses of the venous sinus network. Once again, sigmoid sinus is a nice shot of going around, okay? Medulla, in general. Pyramids, although we don't see them, olives. And these little guys we don't talk enough about, extending down from the back of your throat. Cerebellar tonsils over here in the hemispheres. Cameras